Hello Tubesters, it's Gav and welcome to another video. Today it's a Workbench update. You've seen most of them either as raw figures or I've mentioned them in passing. So as I'm at my Workbench 7 days a week, the video seems to be flowing fast and furious at the moment. So let's have a look at some of these figures. We'll do the ones at the front at the moment. Let's have a look. Right, these are AB. As you can see, they're still a work in progress. These are French 7th Hussars for approximately the 100 days campaign. Horses need another highlight or two. I always leave a last highlight. I don't know why, it's just a thing I do. When I'm working on mounted figures, the horses get a highlight and a clean up the last. It's just something I do. These guys I believe are all officers. I've got about another 10 or so figures, maybe a bit more, of which are troopers and a couple of junior officers. These white horses need a bit more work done to them yet. I'm not massively happy. Obviously no face is done to them yet. The lace on the officer's uniform is just a base idea at the moment. I've got to obviously go in there and cut out pieces so that it looks like there's actually stripes. You always have to play. It's hard sometimes playing around with metallics on scales of this figures of this scale, only because things like this, which is going to be obviously his lace up his arm, they twinkle and sparkle that much. You have to make sure that you dull them down either with using paint in the mix or as I say, other paint in the mix rather than just a metallic, or putting in the strong tone, soft tone, mid tone, whatever other tone you fancy. But yeah, this guy's on a. I've tried doing a tiger skin for the first time. There's not a lot to go on that figure. He's not got a lot to show off really. This one's not that much better. As you can see, he's under his jacket, still got to be done yet. And again, all these are all mostly at the same stage. And so these are AB 18mm. The horses tend to be a bit, as I keep saying to you, tend to be a bit 15mm rather than 18, which is a bit of a bugbear, because although Hussars tended to ride smaller, nimbler horses, they tend to look a bit small on the riders. But I've tried to jazz these all up with the red leather boots, green leather boots, which a lot of the senior officers and the Hussars particularly, they'd often favour. This guy's an ADC. I haven't painted his brassard in yet. The client, these bits are this horse regiment, this 7th Hussars, are for a client. He doesn't mind which, if it's a brigade or divisional brassard on there, so they're different colours for what he's doing. The shakoes tended to be like an apple green. And this guy here is the trumpeter, still a work in progress. I've not given him reverse colours. I've actually got to speak to the client on this one actually, because he would be in the imperial livery. So before I go any farther, I've just got to make sure if he's happy with it, that, or if we go for reverse colours. You just see the dappleness in the grey there. As I say, I've literally got the light a couple of inches above the camera, so it tends to bleach out sometimes. Again, the swords, all the bright work. I mean, the brass work's done, but the silver's got to be done. He's actually going to be on a leopard skin when it's complete. It was just a normal saddle cover, but I just wanted to put a leopard skin and a couple of tiger skins in just to show a bit of a difference. These are the front rank 28 100 days campaign British. Well, I call them 100 days. Obviously the Belgic Shako was introduced a bit earlier than that, but they're coming along quite nice. Again, the lights faded out very slightly. The highlights and lowlights, shadow areas on the red jacket. Haversacks being done. Again, the light isn't particularly great. The drinking canteens only had a base coat on. So that's still very much a work in progress. Now these are the light company, you can tell by the hunting horn there. And again, they're all at the same stage. I've done the trousers. The jackets, I will probably, I've painted the jackets in Andrea Red. It's quite a nice colour. I'm quite liking their reds. The only thing that I think it will need is I like to give them a slight orangey tinge, so I'll put some, I think it's called Amaranthia Red, orange, Amaranthia Red I think it's called, but it's really orange anyway, and I shall just put that in some highlights. I'll lighten the trousers up to a degree. Some people might like them a bit darker, but I quite like them like that. What else have we got to show you? I mentioned this guy the other day. He's a replacement for I've done 2 colour bearers instead of 1, so he's going to replace a colour bearer. He's all ready to go, and as a complete change of scenery, I've got some Infinity figures. These are just being painted up for me. This is Scarface Joe Turner, and he's a mercenary faction in the Infinity game. I just love all the Corvus Belli sculpts for these guys. I don't get a lot of them. This one I've bought myself. A couple more I'm about to show you. Nick from British Legion done that competition a while ago, and Paul Alba won it, and Paul knows I like these type of figures, so he sent, he told Nick to send them on to me, so I'm at last getting around to some of them, but this particular one I bought myself. He's got his boarding shotgun there. I don't always know, because I don't play the game as usual, although it looks a very interesting game, I must admit. I just enjoy painting them. So I'm going to be doing a separate video on these Infinities. This is one of the figures that was sent to me. The brown and white you see is just they're mainly going to be orange, these guys, and it's just putting some shadow and some light highlights in before I start actually painting them. My airbrushing ain't the best, as we can see on that, but it'll suffice. I'll get better with time, I suppose. So yeah, that's another one that was sent to me. I think I got 4 or 5. So finally getting around to them. The bases are, Gordon Bennett, a Tennisitis workshop, I think I bought those from, and here is the actual base that I'm going to be putting Joe Scarface Turner on. That I'm going to put an oil wash probably over these, and then wipe it out, and then just put a bit of a highlight or whatever. But that's the base sprayed up. So guys, thank you very much for stopping by and taking a look. Oh, one more thing I've got to do. This guy here. This is a Nassau. If you remember, I cocked everything up. I gave 2 colour bearers to the Württembergers and 2 colour bearers to the Nassau. Although there was 2 colour bearers in the pre-bought bag that I'd got, which there shouldn't be. There should be 1. So this guy again is going to be a replacement. So he's got to get cleaned up yet. He's completely, needs a complete D-lining and everything. So yeah, that's everything. We've got a bit of mainly Napoleonics, it seems to be what I paint, and a bit of a futuristic Infinity. Oh, and of course I've got my bust, my Calgrim bust being painted away in the background. I'll be back to him in a couple of days' time, and hopefully getting the last bits painted that I've noticed, and then stick him together, and then hopefully we'll have a show and tell in a week or two's time on him. So guys, thanks a lot for stopping by and taking a looking at this rather tatty workbench of mine. Hope you're getting all your things completed, and maybe a lot quicker than I am. And if you went to Salute, you've probably got even more mound to actually to paint. So so good luck to all that. I've seen lots of Salute videos, and everybody just keeps hauling stuff out of bags, and the pile gets higher and higher. And I just think something's got to give at some stage. So guys, you have a good day, and take care of yourselves. We'll see each other soon on another video. Cheers.